Hey there, groupies. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Colleen.
Hello, thank you for having me again.
Always.
So pleased to be here.
So we are up to habit 2 of seven habits of highly effective people. So we did 7.
And we're getting more and more effective with every day.
That's it. So yeah, we're doing habit 2, which is begin with the end in mind.
Yeah. And what did you think about the way he started to get us thinking about the end in mind?
So I love this, and this is something that I always have in the back of my mind. I must admit, this is something that I do regularly, but you do have to keep it in mind, the end in mind, quite often, and it is a good reminder. So, yeah, how he explains it is, think of yourself at your own funeral.
And he put a timeline of that 3 years, like think 3 years into the future, which I thought was a bit soon, but
yeah, that's right. So 3 years, you're at your own funeral. And then he said you have 4 speakers, and one's from your family, one's from your friend, one's from your work, and one's from the community. Yeah. And what would you want your eulogy to be about, or what would you want them to be saying about you? So, as you know, what sort of family member were you? You know, how good were you in the family? What type of friend were you? What as a work colleague or leader or boss or whatever? How were you perceived as a work colleague? And in the community, how were you perceived around your local community or your friendship community or whatever that may be? So I actually
what contributions that you made, and what difference you would like to have made in the lives of those around you.
So it was what character would you like them to have seen in you? The contribution and achievements. What contributions and achievements do you want to have achieved? What difference are you making in people's lives? So I think it's kind of like your compass, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's it really opened my eyes up to the way I guess I'm living every day, and that looking at it this way, it really does give you that clear compass. You know, instead of going about our days with just, doing tasks for a purpose, but are they that bigger purpose? Are they the things that are really going to make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's making your mark on the world, really. What is it you want your legacy? What you want to leave behind? So I think, I don't know if I've said this in another video, but I think I sort of go with, all right, 5 years, where do I want to be? Or I've got 5 years left, what do I do with that? So sometimes do you wait for that opportunity, or do you, I'll wait for that next opportunity or whatever it might be, or do I take it? So sometimes it helps you with that decision making. If you just go, I've got 5 years, instead of, I'll wait, those opportunities might not be there anymore. Or, things can happen, things change, hello, we've gone through COVID, that was a big
Lots of changes.
So I think, we show as a human race that we're good and adapt to change quite easily, realistically. So I think we just need to remember having the end in mind.
And remember, to have that clear image of what that looks like. So keeping that really that focused as to what that image of the end looks like. What those people are going to say. And I won't jump too far ahead. What I was going to say then actually is a bit further in the chapter, so we'll keep in order.
No, that's all right. And look, and this is an honour. Debbie Downer note. Sorry, Debbie's, if you're out there, you know, the quote Debbie Downer. But, you know, you know, the most certain thing in the world is that we are going to leave at some stage. So if we have that in the back of their mind that we're not here forever, so we've got to take everything as it comes and make those decisions that we want to make, and what is it that we want to achieve while we're here. And I think getting clear on that is going to help you with all your decisions moving forward. And he also went into all things are created twice. So we mentally visualize it, and then we physically do it. And I love the analogy, especially being in the construction industry, Colleen, you would love this, but it's you know, when you build a house, you don't go, all right, let's build this house straight away. You have a plan, you got blueprints, you find out, you know, what you want to put in the house, how do you want it to look, where is it going to go, how many bedrooms, what fittings are you going to put in, you know, all of that needs to be figured out before you actually build physically. So and I like there's the it's a carpenter's quote, they measure twice and cut once. So it's all going, okay, so mentally we're trying to figure out where is it that we want to go, and then we can physically put that into action. But we have to get clear of that plan. So you don't build a house without a plan. I don't know about you, Colleen. Would you? No. I
think a plan's probably a good idea. There was something else in that, and we're still in the building industry here, talking ladders this time, but you know, making sure our ladder's not leaning on the wrong wall. You know, that we're not putting our energy into things that aren't aligned with our vision. And I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of time with my ladder against the wrong wall.
My ladder's on that wrong wall quite often. Is that why?
I thought that was a really easy way to share, you know, where you can actually be concentrating on the wrong things. You know,
that's a good I feel a good lead into leadership versus management. So they put leadership under the first creation, so the mental sort of side of things, and the management under the doing. So and
that was another really interesting way to look at it.
And there was an analogy that he talked about, was the jungle, which I loved this as well. So he was saying, like, you've got your producers and your managers, so they're in this jungle, and you got them, the managers are sharpening the knives, and the producers are cutting through the jungle, you know, trying to make way to where they want to go. And the leader is up on the ladder looking ahead to find out, you know, is this the right jungle? And he yells out, we're in the wrong jungle. So the leader is always thinking ahead. And then you got the managers and producers going, don't worry about it, we're making progress, but you're in the wrong jungle. So you're just wasting time. But a leader is up there taking charge of
and overseeing and guiding.
And the direction and understanding the vision and what's next. So I quite found that one quite interesting, and something just super simple about the two difference. I'm just trying to read my writing here. And sort of comes under the personal development with imagination and conscience. So your imagination is like your visualization and finding the potential within us, our own, and the conscience is our talents and contributions we do and we have and we possess. And combined with productivity, imagination and conscience is how we rewrite our script, because sometimes the script that we have in us is not necessarily our own script. It's been adapted by our surroundings or other people's influences. And
going back to our map that we spoke about in Habit 1, that our script is really being dictated by what we've experienced.
So which script are you experiencing? Is it your own script, or is it
script from your past?
Other people's scripts? So it's just trying to get clear on that. So which brings us to the mission statement, I think, Colleen. Now, I really loved this. I know we've all probably heard about, company mission statements, but the personal mission statement is probably something, I don't know about you, but not something we probably think about, having our own mission statement. I know I have got a mission statement. I've actually got a blueprint that I wrote a number of years ago, and this reminded me. Back then I was reading it every day, and it was just reading this. It's brought it to my attention again that I need to get back to reading that blueprint and maybe adjusting it a little bit. It may have changed a little bit, I think, over the years. It becomes a little bit of an ongoing document too, doesn't it?
It does. Just like an active, working business plan. You need to update it and change it as, the environment changes, and we need to weave and duck and change direction.
Another way, or another version of a mission statement or element is, I guess, a vision board can be on that. We've done a vision board. I've actually done one. And I've actually printed off, I think, 4 or 5 copies. I have one above my desk, one in the bathroom, one on the fridge, all around. So, you've got a bit in all the different areas in your life.
Yeah, fantastic.
Of where you want it to be. So it's continuously in your face. So when you're sort of, you're never losing.
Training our focus, yeah.
So it's a good visualization, but I guess if you can either start with that and then build your mission statement off that, because then you realize what's important, or you can do your mission statement and then do a sort of a vision board. I remember people used to say they do vision boards. I'm like, you do a what?
Yeah. But doesn't it make a difference?
What's that gonna do? But I think that's the thing, like it's always in your face. So and you find that you probably lead and make decisions towards those because it's there all the time. Oh yeah, I do want a dog.
Yeah.
I might buy a house.
And because our focus is trained, they're the things that we're seeking out in our environment. So things that we wouldn't have, if we didn't have that vision board, there'd be stuff in our environment that we would be missing altogether. And
I think mine's on there is trip to Ireland and Scotland.
Ireland.
So I guess too, and that's a motivation of make sure that you save money to get to go there, or start making inquiries to tailor-made travel. Leah.
Yes, to tailor-made travel. They're amazing.
Travel agent on here. So yeah, those sorts of things. So yeah, your mission statement is, I guess, what would you call it? It's your guiding light.
It's your guiding light. Yeah. And I think, he's given some examples in here which are probably a bit long to go through and read out at the moment.
Yeah.
But I would suggest, having a read through of the examples that he's got to be a bit of a guide to writing your own. But covering your mission statement, covering all the roles you play, like the different aspects of your life. When you're writing this mission statement, you want to look at all those parts and how you want to, what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it. Yeah.
And, like, this is the thing. When I used to think of this stuff, I think it's a lot of work. Is this actually going to work? A lot of, but it does, and it's, we have that vision with our businesses. Yeah, you have your vision, your mission, but if you actually believe in it, you'll do it. Like, mine is to create a healthy world by helping people lead a, you know, a better life. So, and I truly believe in that, you know, and prevention over cure, like that's ingrained in me, you know, and that comes from my mother dying of a heart attack. I want to be the prevention, not the cure. So in health, so get people to understand that. So I'm passionate about that. That's going to come through. And then in everything that I do, that's been my pretty much life mission. Because so, you know, you end up picking things that sort of align with you, but understanding that. And I guess that comes down to knowing your values, what you care about.
Yeah, that's so true. But how beautiful is it when you actually have that really clear mission?
Yeah.
Like it takes away the questioning of should I do this, shouldn't I do that?
Yeah. And yeah, that's right. And I think it's just decisions. Like sometimes just trying to make a decision, and I've always been a poor decision maker, or like just lack of, like, I don't care, whatever you want to do, you know, I can't even pick, you know, do you want takeaway? Well, I don't care which one, you know, like trying to make those decisions, but you know, I can make a decision about moving just like that. But yeah, I guess it's just trying to figure out, they've got the principles sort of here, but under your family, money, work, possessions, pleasures, friends, your spouses, you know, so it's trying to get that whole picture of your, you know, your overall life and what's that.
And being true to you and not those around you, sort of that real understanding of what is important to you, and not not being at the effect of everyone around you.
Well, he did do a good example in the book that there was a father who he was clear with his family, you know, his family time was special to him, and his work colleague asked about doing a meeting on Saturday, and he goes, oh no, on Sunday I think, and he said, sorry, I go watch my kid play soccer, for instance. I can't remember the exact example that he said. And then he goes, okay, what about Saturday? He goes, oh no, I actually do this with my wife. And he comes back and the guy goes, do you work Friday? And he said, yes, I can do that. But he goes, if I give him 1% of the time, that eats in, and then you end up sacrificing what you value. Like it does take sometimes just doing it once.
Yeah, and I did like, there was another example we used too with somebody that was asked to work late and they declined, and the wife said, you know, why didn't you take on the, you know, the extra work? And he said, the children are only young once and work will come again.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh gosh, I needed those words earlier.
Yeah, ching.
Yep.
What is it? If we knew better, we'd do better, you know. So if we know better, we'd do better. So but we forget, we kind of put them aside because of other people's expectations. We put our what's important to us and our values and everything aside sometimes to please
and forget what our boundaries are. And it's life-changing to have that, you know, to be clear on what your boundaries are, what your values are, and you know what your mission is.
Yep.
And be in control of that.
Yep.
It's all by choice. It's all our choice. And
I don't know what you believe or whatever. I don't know if we have more lives or whatever we're reincarnated or whatever, but we only have one life in this body, in what we're doing, and we've got to make it count. So I think having that clarity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who is Colleen Sinclair? What is she about? What does she want? What drives her? What does she want to achieve in the next 3 years? Who is she? Who does she want to be remembered for?
Yeah, and reading this chapter has really made me think about that and take note of, you know, spending some time to really dig deep and be clear on what it is that I want and what I want people to be saying in my eulogy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably, I haven't probably looked at it with such clarity before.
Yeah, and I think that's and begin with the end in mind. And I think if you don't take anything away from what we've discussed, take that. You know, what do you want to be said about you in your eulogy? And do you think that if someone was to speak at your funeral now, that they would be saying those things? You know, so I think, yeah, Dick and Colleen did, we were talking earlier, and she suggested that potentially doing a workshop on a mission statement that we could do. So those who want to do their mission statement, we can do it together. Like we can help talk through, you know, the next step, and just write it out, because we say we'll do it later, and then it's 3 years later.
Yeah, and sometimes we just need to be in a group of people to, you know, to be accountable and make these things happen.
And that's what we.
And sometimes we need the inspiration of having the conversation with someone too.
Yep. And that's it. And that it's in a supporting environment. So if that's something that interests you, please yell out, and maybe we can put it out over the next month or two. We'll just pop in a date. Bring a cuppa, bring a wine, bring a water, whatever you want, and we can.
Or kombucha. I'm not drinking rosé or anything like that.
I wouldn't blame you if you did. Yeah. And, you know, writing your mission in terms of the important roles in your life gives you balance and harmony.
Yeah.
Something that I had highlighted in that section. So I think, you know, I think a lot of us, I know myself, the main goal or the end goal for me is to find peace, and peace with myself, peace with others, you know, like it's just being. Like Eckhart Tolle said, like we said, we'll have to do that book next. Power of Now. But yeah, I think, if we don't, we've got to start doing these things. We can say that we want change, or we want to do live our best life, but it's like anything. It needs a little bit of work that we have to do, a little bit of action, but it's those little bite size, and we're here together. Let's all do it. Like I still have to do my mission statement. I don't have one. I've got my vision board, but I don't have a mission statement. So I'd love to do mine, you know, and I'd love to do it with others. So I think that's what we can look at doing. And then there's actually some application suggestions in this book that we could even pop in that workshop as well. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we're not here. It's not homework. It's not. Well, it's a little bit of homework, but it's just get clear on what it is that you want. Like anything, the vision and where you want to be, I guess, in the next 3 years. Yeah. And that you don't have to do it alone. Yeah. That, you know, being a part of Scratching Records is having the support network around you to, you know, put these things in place and really change your life, scratch those records. Yeah, absolutely. Why do you think I created it? You know, it's helping me as well. It's helping Colleen. It's helping everyone. You know, we're all on this path and journey together. So, don't be afraid. Well, that's what we're here for. So, yeah, perfect. All right, habit 3. So, habit 3 coming up. Coming up is put first things first. So, I guess it's that step 1 phase. So, all right, habit 2 done. Again, it's been wonderful to be here with you, Nikki. Thank you so much, Colleen. I really appreciate it. Always a pleasure. It's good we get to catch up weekly. So yes, it is good. So next week, habit 3. Stay tuned. Yeah. Again, reach out if you've got any questions or queries to both of us, and we'll talk to you soon. Remember to scratch that record. See everyone.